Good evening, everyone. Audible to all? Okay, let's start today's discussion then. First topic that we'll discuss today is regarding Armed Forces Special Power Act. And second is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, CCEA. And third part will be news in short. So let's start with the first news that is there about Armed Forces Special Powers Act, APSPA. Now it was in news because APSPA was recently extended in Nagaland. It was extended in Nagaland. It was extended in Nagaland. Okay. Now let's see the history. It was enacted for the first time in 1958. For the first time, it was started in 1958. And why? What is this AFSPA? You can see it by the name itself, Armed Forces Special Powers Act. It gives special powers to Indian Armed Forces to maintain public order in disturbed areas. Now, important term you can remember here is disturbed areas. Okay, so it can be implemented only in disturbed areas, and it will give special power to Army, Armed Forces of India, not paramilitary. It is to Armed Forces of India. And the primary aim of this is to help the army in tackling the issues like when it was started in 1958. The main aim of this was to solve the issue of, you can say, insurgency or solve the issue of secessionist policies. That means at the time of independence in India, in say somewhere 1947 or you can say 1950s, there were different groups in northeastern region which those groups wanted to have a different country. ठीक है, so उनको अलग country ही बनाना था. That's why it was important at that time to have such a policy or use army to control that particular region of northeastern India. Now because of this, under this northeastern India, this APSPA has given more powers to army to control the region of northeast. Now this is given to army. See here, it is not extended to BS and CRPF. Now we have discussed now what are paramilitary forces. So apart from BSF and CRPF, can you tell me what are other paramilitary forces that are there in India? Not military, paramilitary. Apart from this, BSF हो गया, CRPF और very good. Assam Rifles is there. ITBP, very nice. Chirag, Rishabh, Assam Rifles, ITBP. SSB is also there, right? SSB, Sashastra Seema Bal. Right, right. Very good, very good. So these are other paramilitary forces that are there in India. Now, APSPA is invoked only when area is declared as disturbed area. जब उस एरिया को disturbed area बोला जाता है तभी उसे declare किया जाता है. Now, under this, there can be powers or authority is given to armed forces. Very good, everyone. Ajay, Gauri, Anjali, जो भी आंसर दे रहे हैं, very nice. So it is APSPA, very good Ajay. CISF as well, right, right, very nice. CISF, Central Industrial Security Forces is also there. So under this APSPA, authority is vested to armed forces to impose prohibitions on gathering of 5 or more person in the area. And even now, this is very important part, why it is very much criticized. It allow armed forces to even open fire in on the disturbing factors or suspicious individuals. So even here, army can open fire on suspicious individuals as well. It's not necessary कि they should be disturbing factors. अगर उनको suspicion होता है, then also they can open fire. Even there are provisions of APSPA which says that they can search any house, anyone's house, किसी भी जगह को कहीं पे भी वो सर्च कर सकते हैं ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सस्पिशन, ठीक है। देन इफ वी सी हिस्ट्री ऑफ एप्सपा, एप्सपा कब आया था, क्या हुआ था? सो द first time APSPA was started in 1942. So it was in the times of Britishers. We can see there is similar law that is related to APSPA. Similar law like this APSPA was started in 1942. It was the Armed Forces Special Powers Ordinance, which was passed by Lord or Viceroy Lord Lilithgow to suppress Quit India movement. Now tell me, or you can answer in the comment section, what are the names of four persons, चार लोगों के नाम पूछ रहा हूँ मैं, who is the first governor of Bengal, who was the first governor of Bengal, then who was the first governor general of Bengal, then who was first governor general of India, and lastly who was the first viceroy of India. So these four names you tell me in comment section. अभी अगर पता नहीं है तो आपने आंसर देना है वीडियो के नीचे आफ्टर. Again, I'll repeat. First Governor of Bengal, first Governor General of Bengal, first Governor of India, Governor General of India, and first Viceroy of India. Then, the Quit India movement, everyone knows, है ना? Quit India movement हुआ था. Then, at that time, this was started by Britishers in 1942. इन्होंने 1942 में से start किया. After that, after we had independence, and then there was a partition of India, and as I said, there was issues of you can say secessionist policies were there. Different areas wanted to form different country. Like even today we have issue in Nagaland, Greater Nagalim banana चाहते हैं वो. It's a different country. Recently there is issue of Khalistan is also rising in Punjab region, right? So this kind of actions or this kind of movements were on rise. Because of this, the Bengal Disturbed Areas Act ordinance was passed, Assam Disturbed Areas Ordinance, East Bengal Disturbed Areas Ordinance, and United Provinces Disturbed Areas Ordinance. These ordinances were passed. After that, APSPA only came. Now, under APSPA, disturbed areas are declared under Section 3. Remember this name, Section 3. Okay, few people are giving answer. Utkarsh ne kaha hai Robert Clive, right? He was first governor of Bengal. Then Warren Hastings, first Governor General of Bengal. Very good. Then ठीक है, Warren Hastings, very good. Lord Canning, first Viceroy of India. Very nice. And first Governor General of India was William Bentinck. ठीक है. Now this is disturbed areas. Disturbed areas are declared under Section 3. Remember this section number? Section 3, right Rishabh, right Utkarsh? Book holder, you are also correct, है ना? So this is Section 3. Section 3 of the APSPA. Section 3 of APSPA. इसके under disturbed areas are declared by say governor of state or administrator of UT or by the central government. So remember, state government, governor, or even governor of state or administrator of UT or central government, तीनों भी declare कर सकते हैं disturbed area. Okay. And special powers. So this is Section 3 under which disturbed area declare किया जाता है. And then we have Section 4 of APSPA, which gives special powers to armed forces, like even to shoot even if it kills any person or persons who breaches the law or is suspected of breaching law. तो suspected भी है तो उस पे भी fire open किया जा सकता है, but it is for army armed forces, not for paramilitary. Then recent, or you can say currently, in which states APSPA is there? So APSPA is currently active in Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, except Imphal municipal area, and Arunachal Pradesh. There are 3 districts in which there are 4 police stations where APSPA is applied in Arunachal Pradesh. Now, if this is there in the region of Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, and Arunachal Pradesh, then what is there in Jammu Kashmir? So in Jammu Kashmir, we have Jammu Kashmir Special Armed Forces, Jammu and Kashmir Special Powers Act of 1990. It is very similar to APSPA. Similar to APSPA, but it is different for Jammu and Kashmir. Name is different. Even you must have heard of insurgency, or you can say higher this Khalistan movement was there in Punjab. So in Punjab and Chandigarh region, Armed Forces Special Powers Act of 1983 was there. It was there even after this assassination of Indira Gandhi also took place, है ना? And eventually this movement ended in the region of Punjab in 1997. You must have heard of the name Bhindranwale. So this 1997 में this movement got over. Now, one person who stays in news because of this APSPA is Irom Chanu Sharmila, Iron Lady of Manipur. She is also called as Iron Lady of Manipur, and she was on hunger strike for 16 years. For 16 years in 2016, which strike got over in 2016. Okay, so it was 16 years का hunger strike. You must have heard of her name or photos तो आपने देखा होगा, है ना? Then why it was in news recently? It was in news because of extension of APSPA in Nagaland for 6 more months. 6 month के लिए. Now, which ministry is responsible? So it is Ministry of Home Affairs. Ministry of Home Affairs, which is responsible for declaring the area as disturbed area if the central government is declaring. Otherwise, governor of that state also can declare the area as disturbed area. And it is six. Now this APSPA has been imposed, or you can say extended, in Nagaland by the period of 6 months, and this is happening since long. Every 6 months, this gets extended. Lastly, it was extended on June 30. June 30 को से extend किया था. After that, now again it has been extended. Okay, and the Ministry of Home Affairs का this notification was there. Right. She lost the independent election. Yes, election में भी खड़े हुई थी, but हार गई थी. The next is CCEA. CCEA is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. Now there are different cabinet committees. Why this committee was in news? Because CCEA gave note for 3 infrastructure projects. 3 infrastructure projects को इन्होंने अभी approval दिया है. So what are these cabinet committees? Firstly, what we'll see, what are these cabinet committees? So in India we have parliamentary form of government, है ना? There is another form called presidential form as well. We have parliamentary form where de facto head of the government is prime minister, and who is the real head of the, you can say, who is the head of the state in India? Or you can say nominal executive. It is President of India. Very good. And real executive is Prime Minister of India. ठीक है. So under this Prime Minister of India, because he is the, ठीक है, very good. So this is Prime Minister of India who sets up various committees for smooth function of the bureaucracy, and under in India this has been set up. By Prime Minister of India under Government of India Transaction of Business Rules 1961. Remember this. Cabinet committees are established under Government of India Transaction of Business Rules 1961. There is rule number 6. Rule number 6 of this. Rule number 6 of Government of India Transaction of Business Rules Act Rules 1961. Rule 6 के under these committees are set up, and the list of these committees are given in the schedule 1 of this particular rules. So rule 6 के under these committees are set up, and schedule 1 is having list of these committees, and these committees are called as standing committees of the cabinet. These committees are called as standing committees of the cabinet, and they are called as extra constitutional bodies. Now we have seen what is constitutional, what is non-constitutional, and then what is statutory, non-statutory. What is this extra constitutional body? Extra constitutional body means there is some reference to this particular body's formation in some article of the constitution. That means some article says that we should have this kind of body, but this kind of body is not established under article of the constitution. So which article is that which talks about this body? It is article 77. The basis of formation of cabinet committees can be seen in article 77 subclause 3. Article 77 subclause 3 says that the president shall make rules for the more convenient transaction of the businesses of the government of India and for the allocating among ministers of the said businesses. Now, Prime Minister, by taking power from this Article 77 subclause 3, appoints different minister in different committees, and under rules of 1961, Transaction of Business Rules 1961, these committees are formed. So currently, what committees are there? And the cabinet committee can be for broad mandate or for a specific purpose. And normally, now this is normally, ये important word है यहाँ पे normally. Now, what is the work of this cabinet committee? Generally, this cabinet committee takes decision regarding different issues that are there in the ministry. किसी मिनिस्ट्री में कुछ इश्यूज है तो उसके ऊपर कुछ डिसीजन लेते हैं. लाइक decision of the cabinet committee in question is decision of the government of the day. That means whatever decision that is taken by the cabinet committee is normally decision which is accepted by the government. But prime minister who appoints this all these minister in different committees have a right to decide whether he want to reopen the discussion to full cabinet. So that means initially होता क्या है कि cabinet committee's decision is accepted by prime minister as decision of the government, but if he feels there is issue कि इसे reopen करना चाहिए for discussion, he can reopen. Prime minister have right to decide कि reopen करना है या नहीं करना है. Okay. Then what are the list of cabinet committees? So we have 8 cabinet committee as of now. You can remember these names. First is appointment committee, then next is accommodation, next is economic affairs, parliamentary affairs, political affairs, security, investment and growth, employment and skill development. Very important. You should remember all these 8 names. Okay, so ये 8 किन 8 नाम आपको याद रखना है. All the 8 names. Now, when नरेंद्र मोदी came in power, इन्होंने कुछ कैबिनेट कमिटीज को हटा दिया था एंड कुछ कैबिनेट कमिटीज को रखा था. So that we'll see. Now, Prime Minister is generally head of all these committees except 2. So out of these 8 committees, 6 committees are headed by Prime Minister. Whichever committee which have Prime Minister of India, whichever committee which have Prime Minister of India, he directly becomes head of that particular committee. Okay, वो अगर किसी committee में है तो वो उसके head बन जाते हैं. So Prime Minister is head for all the committees except 2 committees. First is accommodation, CCA. Accommodation committee is headed by Home Minister of India, है ना बता भाई. And second is CCPA, that is Parliamentary Affairs, Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs. This is headed by Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh. इसको Mr. Rajnath Singh head करते हैं. Apart from this, all the committees are headed by Prime Minister of India. Now there are few functions. Mainly today we will be discussing about the functions of Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So आज हम Economic Affairs के function देखेंगे. CCEA performs following functions like it continues, or you can say it sees economic trends that are there in India. Then even it can make our economic policy framework consistent and integrated. What is economic policy framework? कौन release करता है economic policy framework? Then it discuss or talks about foreign investments as well. Very good. It is released by RBI. ठीक है, economic policy framework RBI के बारे में है, RBI release करता है. Then it including foreign investment के बारे में भी decide करता है. Now this is very important. कितने amount की FDI. So this last thing or last proposal you can remember, where investment India में आनी है more than 1,000 crore. So in any area, if the investment is increasing 1,000 crore, the proposal of investment should be approved by CCEA. It should be approved by CCEA, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs उसे approve करेगा. ठीक है, 1,000 crore के ऊपर का हो. Apart from this, other functions like fixation of prices of agricultural products, price control in respect to individual raw materials and products, increase in the prices of essential commodity, industrial licensing policy, establishment of joint sector undertakings. अच्छा, इसमें से एक अभी CCEA के फंक्शन में एक प्राइस होती है जो अभी न्यूज में है बहुत ज्यादा बिकॉज ऑफ फार्मर प्रोटेस्ट. कैन एनीवन टेल मी विच प्राइस, कौन सी प्राइस होती है वो जो CCEA डिक्लेयर करता है? फिक्सेशन ऑफ प्राइजेस ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्ट आप कह सकते हो उसको. व्हाट इज द वर्ड यूज फॉर इट? वेरी गुड. Then there were four cabinet committees that were discontinued. चार cabinet committee जो discontinue कर दी गई थी, right? It is MSP, minimum support price, MSP. MSP. You can tell me in the comment section for how many agricultural products currently we have MSP. अभी कितने product के लिए MSP है इंडिया में? Then this is four cabinet committees that were discontinued by NDA government. जब मोदी जी आए थे उन्होंने इन चार committees को discontinue या merge कर दिया था किसी और में. It was Cabinet Committee on Management of Natural Calamities. This is now under Cabinet Secretary. इसको Cabinet Secretary के अंडर डाल दिया गया. If there is any calamity, very good Harshvardhan, it is 22 चीजों के लिए MSP declare की जाती है. The next is Cabinet Committee on Prices. This has been merged with, very good everyone, very good, 22 जिन लोगों ने भी कहा है, and Ajay like MSP भी जिन लोगों ने कहा है. It is merged with CCEA, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. Then Cabinet Committee on World Trade Organization matters. It is merged with CCEA. And Cabinet Committee on UIDAI, Unique Identification Authority of India. This has also been merged with CCEA. So तीन CCEA में merge कर दी गई है, and one is under Cabinet Secretary, which is regarding natural calamities. Okay. Now next, this new committees, those are formed by this government in June 2019. One is Cabinet Committee on Investment and Growth, and second is Cabinet Committee on Employment and Skill Development. Both are headed by Prime Minister. And why this CCEA was in news today? Because CCEA gave node for 3 infrastructure projects. 3 infra project के लिए mainly are effective. ठीक है mainly this 3 infrastructure projects को इन्होंने approval दिया है CCEA ने. These 3 infrastructure projects are Krishnapatnam Industrial Area Project in Andhra Pradesh. Now important for one-liners. Krishnapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Tumakuru, Karnataka. Tumakuru Industrial Area, Karnataka, and Multimodal Logistic Hub. This will be created in Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh. And this project envisages, or this project helps in other projects of India, which is Eastern and Western dedicated freight corridors of India. Now, tell me in the comment section or chat box, which is India's Eastern और Western dedicated freight corridors कहाँ से कहाँ तक जाते हैं? Eastern कहाँ से कहाँ तक है, and Western कहाँ से कहाँ तक है? And this approved even core project in our facilities at Paradip Port में. Now in comment section, not in chat box, comment section में आप मुझे बता देना what are major ports of India. जितने भी इंडिया में major ports हैं उन सबके नाम आपको लिखने हैं in comment section. Okay, major ports of India कौन से हैं with the state, कौन से state में है. Then next is news in short. Okay, Eastern and Western freight corridor. उससे पहले आप मुझे लिख के दे रहे हैं ना, there is little delay. Sir, please speak in Hindi. Okay, कोशिश करूंगा, है ना, जितने भी चीजें मैं हिंदी में भी रिपीट करूँ इसकी पूरी कोशिश की जाएगी, है ना. हिंदी में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है बोलने में, मैं बोल सकता हूँ अच्छे से, लेकिन वो है कि मेजर्स और देयर आर स्टूडेंट्स जिनको हिंदी समझ नहीं आती, इसलिए. Okay, so you did not answer for Eastern and Western dedicated freight corridors. I guess there is delay as well. तो मैं बता देता हूँ, Eastern Freight Corridor of India, Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor जो रेलवे कॉरिडोर है. तो Eastern Freight Corridor starts from Ludhiana, सहनवाल नाम की जगह है near Ludhiana, and it goes to Dhankuni. Which is there in West Bengal. Okay, so it is from Ludhiana to Dhankuni, Eastern Freight Corridor. And Western Freight Corridor, it starts from Dadri in Uttar Pradesh. And goes to JNPT. Mumbai. ठीक है, JNPT मुंबई तक जाता है ये. So remember this, very important for your exam. Then next is news in short. Cabinet give approval for Akash missile export. So Akash, it is part of India's integrated guided missile development program project. And this missile, it is a short range surface to air missile, which is having a range of around 25 kilometer, and India have, or government of India have approved the export of Akash missile. Now apart from this, you can tell me what are the other missiles that were part of integrated guided missile development program. There were 5 missiles in this program. Akash is one. Tell me names of 4 missiles, 4 other missiles. Okay, so these missiles are Agni, Prithvi, very good. Nag, Trishul, very good, very good. Agni, Prithvi, Nag, and Trishul. So Agni is intercontinental, we can say surface to surface ballistic missile of India. Prithvi is India's tactical missile. That means we have all the 3 variants: Army, Navy, and Air Force. Nag is India's anti-tank missile, and Trishul is again short range surface to air missile. Very good. देन कैबिनेट ने अभी आकाश मिसाइल के एक्सपोर्ट की परमिशन दी है, विच इज हैविंग रेंज ऑफ 25 किलोमीटर एंड इट इज सरफेस टू एयर मिसाइल, पार्ट ऑफ इंडियाज इंटीग्रेटेड गाइडेड मिसाइल डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम. वेरी गुड. पृथ्वी, सूर्यांश ने शॉर्टकट बताया है ना, पतन. पृथ्वी, अग्नि, त्रिशूल, आकाश एंड नाग. वेरी नाइस. अदर पीपल कैन ऑल्सो रिमेंबर दिस. The next, government note for missions in Estonia, Paraguay and Dominican Republic. मिशंस का मतलब होता है वी आर सेटिंग अप आवर डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशन और इम्प्रूविंग आवर डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशन बाय सेटिंग अप मिशंस इन दोस पर्टिकुलर कंट्री. हमारे कुछ ऑफिसर्स खुलेंगे विच विल वर्क फॉर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ रिलेशंस पर्टिकुलरली विद दीज कंट्रीज. इनको बोला जाता है सेटिंग अप ऑफ मिशंस. सो वी आर सेटिंग अप मिशंस इन इस्टोनिया, लातविया, सो नॉट इस्टोनिया, पैराग्वे एंड डोमिनिकन रिपब्लिक बाय द ईयर 2021. Now, Estonia से मुझे actually वो याद आया था. So, with Estonia, there are 2 more countries which are called as Baltic countries. So, you can tell me in comment section what are the names of Baltic countries apart from Estonia. Apart from Estonia. Now, in these countries, we will open our missions by the year 2021. And India will also serve at UNSC along with Estonia. So UNSC में India तो अभी गया है for the 2-year term of non-permanent member, and Estonia is also there. Now, can you tell me who are others who were elected along with India for the 2-year non-permanent membership? In UNSC? Very good. नेक्स्ट इज ना, आपके आंसर्स आ जाए, थोड़ा डिले है तो मैं तब बता दूंगा आपके आंसर्स सही है गलत है. नेक्स्ट इज यूके अप्रूव्स ऑक्सफोर्ड वैक्सीन. ऑक्सफोर्ड वैक्सीन इज कोविड-19 का ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी ने बनाया हुआ वैक्सीन है, कॉल्ड एस्ट्राजेनेका. वैक्सीन नेम्ड एस्ट्राजेनेका हैज बीन अप्रूव्ड बाय यूके गवर्नमेंट फॉर द इमरजेंसी सप्लाई इन यूके ओनली. तो कब यूज होगा ये? इन इमरजेंसी सप्लाई. वेरी गुड जेमर्स. इट इज मेक्सिको, जो एक कंट्री है. Then Ireland also got elected with India in UNSC for non-permanent membership. Very nice. Baltic countries का भी आंसर दे दिया गया है ना. It was Estonia. Apart from Estonia, we have Latvia and Lithuania. Right, Priyesh? Latvia and Lithuania. Now this UK approves Oxford vaccine for COVID. The name of vaccine you can remember is AstraZeneca, and it will be used for emergency supply in UK. Now, in UK, it will be used only for the emergency supply, but India's Pune-based Serum Institute of India has tied up with AstraZeneca as well for deployment of this vaccine in India. And DGCA, this SII, Serum Institute of India, which is the largest even vaccine manufacturer in India, have applied to DGCA, drug control and drug controller, for emergency use of this particular vaccine in India as well, AstraZeneca ka. And the head of this, or you can say Serum Institute of India ke head hai Adar Poonawala. So just remember it is based in Pune and the name of person is also Poonawala. Okay. And last is farmers and center. जो भी protest चल रहा है, farmers and center reach agreement on two issues. So they had a meeting and they have agreed on two issues. One issue is decriminalization of stubble burning. इस issue पे they have come to an agreement because stubble burning was criminalized. So it will be a civil offense. आपको fine वगैरह लग सकता है, लेकिन criminal offense नहीं बचा. And second is safeguarding power of subsidies के power पे भी they come to an agreement. But there are two things where deadlock is still there. First is repealing 3 farm market reform laws, and second, legal guarantee for MSP, minimum support price. Now इस पे अभी तक कोई agreement नहीं आया है. Now what we'll do is we'll have one big session on farmers bill, है ना. फार्मर्स बिल पे आपको लग रहा होगा है नहीं है, कैसा है क्या है. सो जो हम ना इन डेप्थ सेशन होता है ऑन मंडे और ट्यूसडे, देयर विल बी वन वीडियो दैट विल बी अपलोडेड ऑन फार्मर्स बिल. 25 to 30 मिनट्स का वीडियो होगा ऑन फार्मर्स बिल, एवरीथिंग अबाउट फार्मर्स बिल. ठीक है, तो वो एक बड़ा वीडियो आ जाएगा. एंड सेकेंड वीडियो आई गेस आई हैव टोल्ड यू ऑन फॉरेस्ट राइट्स एक्ट, जो कल के एडिटोरियल में आया था. सो फॉरेस्ट राइट एक्ट पे आएगा सेकेंड वीडियो. Then what is subsidy is kind of, you can say, suppose money that has been given by government to decrease the price of particular important good. Like if some fertilizer is costing 1200 rupees, and if it is very costly for farmers, government gives few amount of money like 800 rupees, and it will be sold to farmers at 400 rupees. That is subsidy. Okay. Okay, so this was it regarding today, and continue study है ना, next year maybe. Tomorrow is New Year, so happy New Year to all of you, and we'll meet tomorrow at 6 p.m. है ना. And if today it was possible कि 6 p.m. पे I can take a live session, या फिर there was no internet issue, but if tomorrow this happens, I will upload the session by 6 p.m. okay, or maximum by 7 p.m. if it is not live. I will try to make it live only, है ना. कोशिश यही होगी कि उसे live किया जाए, but अगर नहीं होता तो it will be uploaded tomorrow. And you also, है ना, when we had that discussion how to study for GK, mainly one thing we talked about was consistency. So I want you all to keep consistency, whether it is 31st or 1st of January, है ना. Many people are live today as well, so you are keeping consistency in your preparation. ऐसे ही आगे भी consistency रखनी है for few months. So this was it from my side. Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone.